Today is April 3rd, 2026. Okay? These people are so ridiculous. And they're Twilight Zone people because they're darker though. And cult people. Deadly combination. But it's levels of crackheads and retardation and brainwashed people. There's no nice way to put these people. They don't have a drop of common sense in their head. Not a drop. You know, I heard some ass say today. Now, Carl's old attorney, Kathy, she would never be in it with Rick. So you can shove that up your ass. She told Carl to write off Rick out of his will 2 years ago. Yeah. Because the first time I met her, he was complaining about Rick. Starting to say he wanted everything. And she said, you know, Carl, you don't reward bad behavior. It's your farm. You decide who you want to give it to. You don't reward bad behavior. And when, he took Rick off last fall out of the will. It was never on the deed. Never was his. Never in this life was his. It wasn't even in trust to him. It was only Carl's. Had no rights to it at all. You know? And so that guy, he's like, Kathy said that it was ridiculous and agreed that she'd get anything or everything and that they deserved it. No, she didn't. She said they deserved nothing. So you're a fucking liar. Shove it up your ass, you're a fucking liar. I found out she added her to the deed months ago. Almost a year. Yeah. There is nothing we could say because the deed would just go back to hers. I know. And you can't reverse a legitimate sale. See, the entitlement to steal from the elderly is abuse. And it is elderly abuse. See, that's not where somebody, and it is, I still consider elderly abuse if you try to take your trust, which is put in for you when that person dies, and you try to take it away from them before they die. Just because it's waiting for you when they die, you're not entitled to it. They can always change that trust. And try to take something from somebody while they're still alive, even though it's entrusted to you. See, Carl's wasn't even that. Carl's was just his. And only his. And then it became mine and his. I was on the deed. See, that's where Rick was never entitled to nothing. He just made it up in his mind, and these people played with him. That he should take it from him. Oh, I'm going to get Kathy for putting her on the deed. Well, Kathy's smarter than both of you. That way no one could take it from Carl. Get it? See, there's a difference of somebody protecting someone and letting them live the life and enjoy the things that are theirs and the money that is theirs and that they worked their whole life for. Then greedy, spoiled people that are messed up in drugs and just like to blow other people's money and like to rob elderly people of everything they got because they're pieces of shit and leave them with nothing. Then somebody who just wants them to enjoy what they have and what they've earned and learn to live their life and be happy. And feel free. He never even got to go like to Amish places, get out in the car, drive through the country. He worked. He was a long distance truck driver. but he was always at work. But just to go out and enjoy the day and the scenery, never got to do that. His wife didn't want to do stuff like that. I met him. He had rags for shoes, holey socks, didn't have a decent coat, didn't have decent shirts that fit. I bought all that. He told me he had never had it so good in his whole life. If anything, if you get a chance to deserve part of your life, the end, if you can deserve to enjoy freedom, happiness, you deserve it. Especially if you've never experienced it. I love my husband. We were friends for a couple years before we got together. Neighbors, became friends. Would want to come out. Even when his wife was alive, he'd come out and just make small talk to me. He said he'd seen me and he couldn't wait to get to know me. He said he never met anybody like me. And when we finally got together, I looked at him. I said, Carl, your shoes are in rags. You need shoes. Oh, I know. Seen him the next day. You still haven't got shoes. They're in rags. So I ordered them on Amazon. And they were delivered. He cried. He said, I've never had anybody buy me shoes. I had to replace almost all his clothing. Because all he had was rags. Well, they robbed him blind. They left him with rags. Now I want you to think what his stepson, Lester, his crazy girlfriend, Karen, telling a judge. Judge, she is evil. She buys him new shoes, new clothes, makes him healthy food, and makes him feel good about himself. She's nothing but pure evil. That makes me a good person, you twit. But yeah, Kathy would never be with you people. She was only for Carl. And then comments today, they were trying to scare him so he wouldn't act right. So he wouldn't pass a test. Do you know that's illegal, right? It's called elderly abuse. My husband in 2 days learned to count back from 100 by sevens. He can do it. In 2 days. He's not dumb. He's very smart. He may be terrorized right now. He probably needs medication for nerves. When we lived down at Sandy Valley Estate, he was sleeping 4 to 6 hours a night. He'd sleep 4 straight hours there. Sometimes 6. He sleeps an hour. Up and goes to the bathroom. He's so afraid someone's going to break in and hurt him. He's up every hour. He's that scared of being killed by these people. That Lester admitted to a judge he almost beat him to death before when he was angry. He is where Deb sexually assaulted him in the courthouse. Gave him thrush. She should have been arrested on the spot. And since then, he's came forward how that his second wife, Brenda, would have all 3 of her kids beat him. And she was mad. And then have Deb sexually assault him like that and told him that he better stay quiet at her house. And beat a 5'3", 130-pound man into submission and lived in fear for 20 years. Well, they robbed him blind and beat him. And that Rick is in there with him. Now he's also in it with that cartel that is stealing everything from everyone. See, that where Kathy said, where Rick said he was going to bash his head and kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, have everything signed over to him, and just leave him in a nursing home to die by himself. She said, you get nothing when you're an asshole. So where did you get that shit she would ever work with you? You're never entitled to anything anybody else. See, they told all these idiots, we're going to get that sale of that property reversed and give it back to them. Make them pay back every dime that anything that was spent even on Carl. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Oh, they've also threatened to come in my house, let them steal everything they want out of it, take Carl off and kill him. Yeah, you can shove it. You can shove it. Well, today I played that tape of giving them a round of applause for everybody that walked into that agent's office, how it was a big act, and how they fooled that FBI agent, John, and how they have admitted to federal agents that they were all lying and made all that up. And how big of fools people are for falling for their scams. Fools. Absolute fools. Okay? Some guy and this lady got out of a truck and said anybody would be a fool to fall for this. Because it's HIPAA. See, that's where... And when they find out the doctor from before was just Dave's girlfriend's dad, that he admitted he never met me in person and they were conning everybody. No doctor could be with them. No doctor could tell you what they treated me for, honey. It's HIPAA, it's a federal crime. Dumbasses. Bunch of retards. Okay. On Faircrest Street, right off 77, there's a Shell gas station that has a McDonald's in it. I pull up to get gas. This white truck pulls in. This lady gets out and talks to her mom. Kara is going to pay everybody if they don't say anything today. You better tell. You know where she's getting the money? Human trafficking people. Blood money from women and children that were sold. Take her money and tell on her. That'll teach her. They were supposed to be getting even with her for that doctor from before said she was found insane before, and then they found out it was just Dave's girlfriend's dad saying it. Well, he scammed you, didn't you, like the fool you are? And they found out that family admitted to a federal agent that they made everything up. You're like a slow retard, right? Mentally slow and a fool upon fool. But Kara paid for the harassment today. Was that Keith's daughter? Oh. Yeah. Oh, guess who drove by me today? A Texas plane. You know, other people laughing at me. Some guy didn't want to meet her because she's so fat. She didn't take her jacket off in the restaurant, and we all want to see how fat she was. I'm not fat. I gained a little bit of weight. And you're such a fucking retard. You left your house to see how much weight someone gained. You're that big of a fucking retard. You know, Katie was supposed to be having people follow me and harass me because she told people that I was too good to talk to her because I avoided her. When they found out the reason I was avoiding her, because she was having an adulterous affair with my brother-in-law, Tim, strangest kid, my sister wouldn't say anything so I wouldn't have to pretend to be nice and act like I didn't know anything. I avoided her, where she already confessed to everybody. What, in the last week or so? She never threatened her. Why would I? That's Linda's choice. If she wants to live in an open marriage and let her husband cheat, that's her own damn fault. That's her own damn fault. It's not my place to put my mouth on her life. She wants to live like that, that's her own fault. But for me to avoid the situation, just to avoid the mistress, I don't have to sit there and act like I don't know anything. Not that I haven't done that. And hello, how are you? Be polite. So why would I threaten Katie? She dates Tim. And like Dave said, I never caught him with anyone, so there was no one to threaten. December 9th, 18 taped him. So, and I wouldn't have threatened her anyways. I would have screamed at Dave and divorced his ass. See, but like they said, Katie told people she never threatened her. She was just getting even with her because she avoided her and she acted like too good. Then we found out she hadn't even been a member of that church for 23 years. Ugh. It had been over 15 years since she even said hi passing with her and her husband in the mall. That's all that was said. She was getting even with her because she wouldn't even give her the time of day. Well, no, I avoided her like she had the plague. Because she cheated with my brother-in-law and made my sister cry. But my sister wants to live in an open marriage. That's her own choice. Don't get me involved. It's up to you. It's your life. You're a grown person. Do you want to let your husband cheat and live in an open marriage? That's your own choice. I don't want in the middle of it. I have the choice to do that too. And if I see someone high, and just go on. See, she's not the Queen of Sheba for me to kiss her ass and have to say, oh, I haven't even been a member of her church in 23 years. Don't have phone numbers, don't have addresses. 23 years. 23 years. Told you, maybe 15, 16 years ago, walking by in the mall, she said hi, we acknowledged her, hi, kept going. We had nothing to do with her. And who would get even with somebody that don't go to someone's church in a quarter of a century? 23 years is almost 25. And if they see somebody from, at the time the church case started, it had been 15 years. 15 years. Walk by, say hi. I told you in 2011, she was telling stories on Dave and her, and on her and Dave, that he was cheating with her, moved out, he's still living at home. Supposed to caught him in bed, chased around the house with a knife down the street. My God, the cops have been called. I never caught him with no one. Then they're supposed to told stories on me about drunk and drugs and a bikini. I didn't own a bikini. I don't drink and do drugs. See what I mean? She was telling crazy crap. And to the point people even said he left me. It was like 2011. And I told you one night he came home from church. Danny had just picked up the kids. And I was waiting for him to come home. He came home. He beat me till I was bloody. Till I was bloody. And I probably broke loose of him. After I got cleaned up, I'm crying. Why? You learn to keep your filthy mouth shut. I said, Danny just left an hour ago. I've been waiting for you. I said, what are you talking about? I just been sitting here. He looked like he was going to puke, and he got mad and quit his church. And after he quit his church, I was working at Wood Forest. And this lady from New Life came up and said, and Dave was standing there, I'm so glad you came back to Karen. He said, come back to Karen? I never left her. I said, that was one of the lies. You left me. I looked at her, I said, ma'am, I tried to tell you everything was a lie. She's like, I don't care who you are in that church. You can't lie like that. Well, we went in like 2011 into Macy's. I looked at Dave, I said, are you cheating with that girl? He said, Karen, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that bad, ugly heifer. Or buy the purses. Can she hear down the mall? No. We're just talking about this level because we're in a store. I said, Dave, are you cheating with that girl? He said, Karen, she's pathetic, making up stories for people's attention. She's nothing but pathetic, Karen. Making up that a married man would leave his wife for her. She's nothing but pathetic. Okay? Now, would she know of his mean joke in the back of Macy's? No. Unless he told her when he decided he wanted me good and gone because he was dating her cousin Michelle, to say, hey, I told this mean joke and she dared laugh. Otherwise, she would never know. And it was 2011. It was 7 years before the case started. Get the idea. She'd never known. We had no contact with her. We didn't go to church with her. She wasn't in the same social group. And when Dave quit his church in 2011, we started walking on the other side of the kiosk. Made sure we didn't say nothing when we walked by her store so she couldn't say we said anything. Then I found out that crazy girl was telling people I threatened her. And I hadn't even talked to her. She was just lying again for people's attention. And then she finally told people to get even with me. She wouldn't stop and talk to me. I didn't go to church with her. I had nothing to do with her for 15 years. Told you, maybe in 2010, 2011, if she passed us in the mall, hi. No, I didn't stop. Why would I? I didn't go to her church since 2003. She wasn't in my social group. Being implied acknowledged, that's usually all you get. So when did she get to be the Queen of Sheba for everybody to kiss her ass? Hmm? Hmm? And what are you people doing? You know, a few years ago in North Canton, they were paying people to harass me and follow me around and harass me. Okay? Some guys that I found out the money they pay everybody, it comes from where they sell the human trafficking. It's blood money of women and children that were sold. We all told that guy, we don't want a dime of his money because it's nothing but blood money of women and children that were sold. It's blood money. It's covered with other people's blood that were sold. So, ladies, where Kara paid you today, where'd she get the money? She got it from the human traffickers that sold little kids and children for sex slaves to be murdered. You took blood money from dead children. Take her damn money and then tell on her. Officer Mark, Officer John, if you listen to these videos, you do realize a couple days ago in Dollar Tree, those two big Kingsmen that have followed me several times. And when we went out on March 30, actually April 1st, to Dollar Tree, before we went out back, they showed up. Those men have followed me several times. They're Kingsmen. I didn't say anything. Somebody showed up at Outback later when I met with my kids. There was two Kingsmen following her. You know that they said the king bought me. And they haven't been able to sell me. That's how not funny this is. That's why they're having people call me fat. I don't find any of this funny. My house manager a long time ago, Marlisa, her niece, was taken by the guy in the white van with the tall white guy with black hair. Say on Christmas Day of 18. Same guy that tried to kidnap me. My other co-worker, Lori, from another job, her family member was taken by the same van, same man. And they laughed in her face. They cut her up in pieces. That's how not funny this is. And those women were never recovered. Now you think about the 45 children they held captive that the marshals rescued in Akron. Every time I see any of the human traffickers, I report it. I should have an officer around me anyways, but I go ahead and report it, and then I make it public that people should know they're in your area and watch your kids. They'll sell them. These people are demons from hell. They sell people for a living. And you know, when people laughed at me, she was too fat for some guy to want to meet. You know, he just wanted to sell me. He didn't want to meet me as a person. You fucking retards. These are serial killers. Human traffickers are child molesters and serial killers. They sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. We put nice names on evil people. And then to realize that. Where do they get the money? It's blood money. So when you take their money to harass somebody, why would you? You know you can go to jail for that. Do you know that you can get a stalking and harassing charge? Do you know that you would not be able to get a nice job ever again? You do realize that. She hands you money. Take the money, put it in your pocket, and tell on the bitch. Teach her that it's wrong to kill women and children for profit and to human traffic somebody. So their cult cannot go in with a drug cartel and prove every U.S. citizen in our U.S. government is so stupid they'll fall for everything. Huh? And that they can just extort money out of the government and prove how stupid our U.S. government is. That they can extort money out of that, and how stupid its people is, they'll go along with anything. You want to prove how stupid you are? I'm tired of all of you. And may God forgive you. Because this is why God made hell. Is for people like you that'll put a cost on their souls.